Hi, my name is Dustin Whitfield. I'm with East High, teaching you to count sig figs. Sig figs are very useful in like chemistry, physics, pretty much all science. A very neat illustration to help you learn sig figs really fast is the United States. You got Florida, you got a little bit of Texas, you got California. This is your present Pacific side. This is your absent Atlantic side. If your decimal point is present, you start with your number going this way and skip every zero until you get to a number that is higher than zero. So you skip all the way through zero, so you don't have that one, and then you start with 1 since it's higher than 0. So do 1, 2, 3, and you have 3 significant figures. And if your decimal point is absent, you start from the right counting to the left. So say you have 3,000, you skip every 0, so skip, 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 and then you count when you get to a number that is higher than 0. So it'd be 1 for this number. And so some examples, so say I have 387. You have no 0, and that decimal point is absent, so you start from the Atlantic side and go to the left. So there's no zeros, so you don't skip anything, and so you have 1, 2, 3. You have 3 sig figs, significant figures in this number. If your decimal point is present, you start from the present side. So you start from the present side, go through any zeros, which there is none, and so you start counting once you get to a real number that is higher than 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have 4 significant figures. If there's a 0 after you start counting your numbers, then you do count to 0. If you have a number like 7,200 decimal point, you come from the Pacific side because the decimal is present right here, as you can see. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and you still count the zeros because, well, it's after a number higher than 0. Yeah, 4. And there you go. If you have a number like 0.053, you come from the present side, you go through the zeros until you get to a number higher than 0, and then you start counting 1, 2. So you got 2 significant figures. So if you have a number like 0730, you come from the Atlantic side since your decimal point is absent. Skip through the 0, 1, 2, and if there is no more numbers higher than 0 on the other side of that 0, you just cut that off, act like it was never there, and so you only have 2 significant figures in this number. If you have a number like 4,030, you come from the Atlantic side because your decimal point is absent. Skip the 0, start counting 1, 2, 3, so you have 3 significant figures. You do count the 0 because it's in between 2 numbers higher than 0. If you have a number like 270, you come from the Atlantic side because your decimal point is absent. Skip to 0, start counting because you have a number higher than 0. 1, 2, 2 significant figures. If you have a number like 7,003, you start from the Atlantic side because there's no decimal. Skip any zeros, which there are none. Start counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 significant figures. You still count these zeros because they are in between 2 numbers that are higher than 0. If you have a number like 0.400, come from the Pacific side because your decimal is present. Skip the 0 and then start counting because you have your number higher than 0. 1, 2, 3. 3 significant figures, and you do count the zeros because your decimal point is present. If you have a number like 520.1, you come from the Pacific side because your decimal point is present. Start counting because there is no zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 significant figures. So I have some examples for you here. If you'd like to do them, I'll put the answers in the description. Like and comment on the video if you have any questions. Subscribe to our page if you'd like to know more about East High and learn more about different things, because I will do more videos on chemistry. Pizza out. Ah! Amen. 7,200. Point with the decimal point.
Alright,
You still go. Now, like the video.
Stop. Right now, let's go into the bloopers.